Hello everyone, Alex here, welcome back. So last week, we went over global warming. Hit my face space with your mouse for the link. Though you can punch it with your fist too. Maybe you have bundled up anger junk that you need to just let out. That's cool, but maybe instead of clonking your phone or your television or your quantum view screen with your fist, maybe you could try boxing or YouTube. Anyways, spoiler alert, global warming is real. Remember, click my face. Global warming is about as real as gravity or the existence of energy. And guess what? 97% of scientists agree that global warming is real, but only 75% of Americans do. When asked why global warming isn't real, 33% of people said that it isn't real because it's cold outside. Here's a fun fact. A senator actually took a snowball onto the Senate floor, held it up and said, "Look at this snowball. That's the proof that you need that global warming isn't real." The Earth is comprised of 196.9 square miles in surface area. So just because the 20 or 10 or 100 or even 10,000 square miles around you are freezing and it's the coldest it's ever been, it doesn't mean that the rest of the world, those other 196 million miles, are in freezing temperatures. Remember, global warming is the average temperature of the entire world, not the average temperature of your backyard. So this all brings up the question, why don't people believe in science? There are a lot of reasons behind this. It ultimately boils down to the people you trust. You can have consensus in the scientific community, but if the people you trust say otherwise, then science is just bunk. We as human beings, we trust and believe the people closest to us. Kind of like a hive mind. If your dad, your mom, your priest, your reverend, your imam, your other religious figure, your talk show radio host, your TV host, your internet commentator, or even, YouTube host say believe one thing, and all those people say that global warming is junk, you're going to believe that global warming is junk, no matter what the rest of society says. If the people you care about most, if the people you trust the most say something, you're going to believe those people. And I think this holds true for all scientific theories, not just global warming. But we're talking about global warming, so let's dive into the skepticism around the theory of global warming. I believe that the root of skepticism is money. Fixing global warming means reducing greenhouse gas emissions, which means going after multi-billion-dollar companies. The primary function of corporations is to generate profit. So of course, even in the face of human extinction, they'll go against global warming and say that it's all a myth. Here's a pretty helpful chart. On the left, you can see that greenhouse gas corporations lead to politicians who take money from corporations, which they then report to the media, and the greenhouse gas corporations also own the media in some circumstances. And both of those sources, politicians and the media, give that money, therefore, to your church, your family, and then eventually that goes down to you. So ultimately, this section, the left section, is powered by money. Moving on over to the right, past the impermeable wall, you have scientists, the rest of society, and that side is powered by science. So what the chart means is that you have this sort of feedback loop, and that you can't cross over to the other side because money drives the equation. So how do we fix global warming? I'm not going to bother with explaining, the scientific reasons of how we can fix global warming. Instead, I'm going to talk about how you can convince people that global warming is real, which will therefore increase the consensus on global warming. If you're on the left side, realize that big corporations are using you as a pawn for their profit. That they can and they will kill everyone you know, everyone you love, if they can just make a quick buck off it. And that's not, communism or anything. That's just a simple fact. Corporations care about profits. It's perfectly okay that corporations operate off profits. I mean, if I'm a shareholder of a corporation, I want the most bang for my buck. And a corporation ultimately is designed to do just that. It's a legal entity. It's not a human being. It doesn't care if its decisions kill the rest of humanity. If you're on the right side, first of all, refuse the temptation to bonk them on the head every time they say that global warming isn't real. Second, don't try to gonk them with facts or math or stats or anything like that. You're just going to lose. Instead, listen to them. Never lose your cool. Ultimately, seek compromise, a mutual understanding. If they can't agree that global warming is human-caused, maybe they can agree that the world is warming. That's a compromise, it's a start. And maybe, over the months and weeks, we can convince them that global warming is human-caused. And there's a lot of other things that we can do to fix global warming. I mean, we can talk all day about fixing greenhouse gas emissions, doing all that, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Because listen, politicians are never going to care about global warming as long as their constituents don't give a hoot. So we need to change that. Those voters, those constituents do need to care in order for the politician to care. And once the politician cares, then we can start passing laws, then we can start reforming our society. But until then, it ultimately boils down to the ground level. We can't fix the top of the ladder if the bottom rungs are still broken. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.